Hello, welcome. It is time for a collection update, as you all know. Alrighty, you know how this goes by now. We're going to start with the Blu-rays, we're going to start with the new releases. We got a nice mixed bag here. So, up first we have Barb Star Go to Vista Del Mar. This is the Target exclusive edition, that's why I'm doing that. Has more bonus features. Cool. This was supposed to come out in theaters last July, and COVID happened. Then it got scheduled for theaters this July, and then they said, you know what, we're going to release it on premium video on demand February 12th, and then DVD and Blu-ray on April 6th. Turns out that this was $2 cheaper than paying to rent it. Did not see it when I rented it. I waited to watch it. It was fine. It could have been a lot better. It should have been a lot better. It should have been a lot funnier. I don't know. I think I might need to give this a second watch because I did enjoy it, but I thought there was too much stuffed into this, if you know what I mean. Definitely give it a watch because I did like it, but that's that. Then we have the very first film of 2021. This was released on January 1st, and that was Shadow in the Cloud. This was really, really good. All about this World War II pilot played by Chloe Moretz here. She's stuck in this, like, for most of the movie she's stuck in this plane hatch, and she is telling her other crewmates on the plane that she sees a gremlin out on the plane, and they don't believe her. And it's really, really good. Highly underrated, if you ask me. Audience-wise, critic-wise, it got really good reviews. It's 83 minutes, 75 minutes without end credits. Give it a watch. This is actually really good. Then we have The Reckoning from Neil Marshall. This was not very good. I actually wouldn't recommend this at all. Excuse me. Congestion. The first hour of this movie is awful. It is dull, and it is just very hard to get through. The last 45 minutes are significantly better, but not enough to make this a good movie. Essentially, you're just watching this woman getting tortured for 2 hours because people think she's a witch. This takes place during, like, the Salem witch trials. Interesting concept, but it's kind of icky, and I didn't really like it. I know I just used the word icky. Grown adult, I know. Then we have a Shudder documentary called Leap of Faith, William Friedkin on The Exorcist, and this wasn't too bad. It's not the definitive documentary on The Exorcist. I still think that there is one waiting in the wings. This is mainly you're just talking to the director of the movie, and he's telling you his personal experiences through making the movie. And that's fine and all. You learn a lot of cool stuff, but you kind of wish that you had a lot of other people that were involved with the making of the movie talking about it as well, instead of just him. And that's kind of what dries it out a little bit, but it's still really cool, especially if you're a fan of movies, horror movies, whatsoever. If you're a fan of The Exorcist, which is one of the only movies that genuinely terrifies me because of the makeup, and who hasn't, it's a classic, and definitely check this out. Then we have Willys Wonderland, the latest Nick Cage cult hit. He had one last year with Color Out of Space. He had one in 2018 with Mandy. So this is kind of like the third movie in the purple and pink hued Cage wackiness. Basically, this is Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. But this is really good. Nicolas Cage does not speak a word throughout this entire movie, which did not bother me. He plays this janitor. His car breaks down in a small town, and they're like, we'll get your car fixed, and your form of payment is just working one night at this like pizzeria factory, or not factory, but like a fun, like an arcade place called Willys Wonderland. The animatronics are not all that they seem. It's really cool. If you remember the Banana Splits movie from 2019, which I really, really love, this is a lot like this, but this is really good. I do like how it says that one of the features on here is a DVD exclusive. This is a Blu-ray, so we got to learn on that. Then we have another Shudder original here with the Mortuary collection. This is one that does have reversible artwork. This was fine. It's an anthology movie that's way too long, and not all of the stories work out very well. Basically, this woman wants to take on a job at a mortuary, and she meets Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs himself. He's like, I'm going to tell you some stories. You know, some are better than others. I would recommend it for casual horror fans. Or for die-hard horror fans. For casual horror fans, you can kind of skip that. Then we have Vanquish. This is with Ruby Rose and Morgan Freeman. There is a reviewer. He does written reviews, but I love him a lot because he uses the 4-star rating scale that I use, that a lot of other people use, that Roger Ebert used, that Dustin Putman uses. His name is Mark Jusick, and his website is markreviewsmovies.com. He has given 3 movies half of 1 star out of 4 this year. This is one of them. And I was a little hesitant because at first I couldn't understand it. I'm like, it's a movie from Lionsgate and Grindstone. They tend to make kind of cheap but entertaining movies. I could kind of see why he really hated this. I didn't care for it either. This is basically a movie about Ruby Rose. She's this like former mercenary, because of course she is, and it's the whole trope where it's like one last job and I'm out. And Morgan Freeman's this former decorated cop who spends the entire movie in a wheelchair. And he goes, you know, I have your daughter. She's going to stay with me until you complete these 5 jobs. And it's just kind of boring. It's not, I mean, it's entertaining and boring at the same time, which, if that makes sense. But, yeah, it could have been a lot better. I also don't know why the cover art, you can see it has like a bunch of swords and knives. There's supposed to be guns. I don't know why they're taking guns off the covers of movies now. They're doing that a lot recently. Infamously, they did it with Guns Akimbo. Daniel Radcliffe is just on the cover of the DVD and Blu-ray doing this. He's supposed to have guns in his hands. Kind of weird. But yeah, I didn't care for that. I do have one of the other half-star movies that he gave this year. We'll talk about that in a minute. The other one's called The Resort. I haven't seen that yet. He gave one movie 0 stars so far. Some movie called Me, You, Madness, which I'm definitely looking forward to torturing myself with. I got them all now. This is the 15th and final season of Supernatural. Haven't watched this yet. I actually haven't seen any of the series, but intentionally I've been collecting them, so I can, with the intention of watching them. So yes, I've heard nothing but great things. Then we have Judas and the Black Messiah. This was a movie that was shot entirely in Cleveland, I believe. I don't know, some parts of it could have been shot somewhere else. I don't know. I've seen this twice. I saw it in theaters and then obviously rewatched it. This is a phenomenal movie. Definitely one of the best of the year. I believe it won 2 of the Oscars it was nominated for. Daniel Kaluuya won for Best Supporting Actor, which that doesn't make sense. They're the 2 main actors, and yet they both get nominated for Best Supporting Actors. Go figure. And Fight For You, the song by her that plays over the end credits for Best Original Song. That's an amazing song. But this is a fantastic movie. If you are a big fan of my show and the people that are in it, you might see some of them as background people on this. You might not. I don't know. But this is an amazing story all about Fred Hampton and Bill O'Neill, or William O'Neill, the FBI informant that kind of infiltrates the Black Panther Party. Such an amazing movie. Just fantastic. Then we have The Little Things. Also my second time seeing this because I saw this in theaters. Really good. I don't know why a lot of people don't like this. A lot of people compared this unfavorably to Seven. I think it's its own thing. But I did really like this. Jared Leto still is kind of creeping me out. Oh, I like that one a lot. The Marksman. Liam Neeson keeps saying that with every action movie that comes out now. He's like, this is my last one that I'm going to do. And then he comes out with another one. He's coming out with another one next month called The Icy Road, or something. It's a Netflix movie. I'm like, dude, If you're gonna stop, just say stop. But I hope he doesn't, because these are really entertaining. Saw this in theaters as well. This was actually the first 2021 movie I saw in theaters. Really good. Parts of this were also shot in Ohio. If you watch the episode of my show with Kayla Royko, we actually drive by one of the filming locations for the movie. So, really, really cool. I have a story about this. I actually got this at FYE. I don't purchase anything at FYE because they shoot up their prices, and then if on the off chance you get to the front counter and you find something you want to buy, you spend 17 minutes waiting for them to finish up with their whole shopping spiel. A lot of people complain about GameStop. FYE is 1,000 times worse. They had this out almost a week early, and I ended up signing up for a free trial of that rewards card. I actually have to get on it and cancel it in a couple of days because I got a discount on this. And the woman was like, she was about to give it to me. She scanned it and she took it back and she goes, wait a minute, I have to check and make sure what the street date on this is. And I don't know if she just kind of bypassed it because the street date was coming around, or what, but I got this a week earlier than it was supposed to come out. But yeah, this is good. And the last of the new releases for the Blu-ray side of things is the Virtuoso. This was stupid. I'm a fan of action movies. Number one favorite film genre. I love these movies, and I'm very lenient with them. This was extremely boring. Nothing happens, and for a movie about a so-called virtuoso played by Anson Mount, he is incredibly incompetent. He also never raises his voice level above this, so that's also kind of a problem. Abby Cornish is in this, and so is Anthony Hopkins for 2 scenes. They do pretty well, and whenever there is action, it's pretty entertaining. So, not very good. As for the rest of the Blu-rays, we have a Scream Factory, still brand new, factory sealed, of a movie that I have not seen but I would like to. Slither. This is one of James Gunn's first films, before he did Guardians of the Galaxy and the new Suicide Squad, which I can't wait for. Yeah, I've heard really good things about this. Got it for under $15, that's why I bought that. This was at Half Price Books, originally marked at $20, and then nobody was buying it, so they said, okay, let's put it in clearance for $3. Bought it. That is Cars 2, the Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo pack. The only disc that looks like it's been touched is the DVD, which looks kind of like a hockey puck. But that's fine, because I now have the entire Cars trilogy on Blu-ray. This is a very underrated movie. I don't know why a whole lot of people are like so hostile towards this. There is a lot of car deaths in it, though. And for some reason, you have to buy this version in order to get all of the special features for the movie. If you buy just the standard Blu-ray, you don't get everything, so it's kind of weird, but very cool. Glad to have it. Interview with a Hitman, movie with Luke Goss. Run Lola Run, this was $5 at Best Buy. I'm kind of mad at Best Buy. I had a $5 certificate. This came out to, after tax, $5.32. Their computer system would not allow me to use that $5 certificate because then I would have gotten this for free. I guess that sort of makes sense, but instead of saying can't use this on this transaction, they the online system, not the employees, because the employees and managers were actually super nice. It just said that it was an expired thing, and I'm like, how can it be expired? It just got into my email 3 days ago. But anyway, figured I'd pick it up. Alrighty, then Stallone, if you ever direct another movie, please don't ever do this again. I have the theatrical cut now of The Expendables. I found this pretty cheap because there are special features on this release that are not on the director's cut release. There is a 90-minute documentary, I believe, called From the Ashes that's not on the director's cut. It's a making of documentary. He did that with Rambo 2. Not Rambo 2, Rambo, TOO. Because the extended cut has features on it that are not on the theatrical cut, but it takes off the theatrical cut special features. Stallone, if you ever direct another movie again, do not do that. That is stupid. I do prefer the extended cut because the extended cut has the song made for the movie, Shinedown's Diamond Eyes, Boom Lay Boom Lay Boom, which is the best song ever made for a movie. I love that song. It's in the extended cut, not in the theatrical cut. Hence why I need to own both versions. Bully, decent documentary. State of Play, never seen it. And then to beef up my Statham collection, we have The Transporter, The Transporter 2, and Transporter 3. All three of these are decent. I'm not a huge fan of these. The new one was okay, the one with Ed Skrein, or Skirin, whatever his name is. Ajax from Deadpool. But yeah, that's fine. Wild Card, that's another Statham movie. Really enjoyed that one. Hannah, The Guilt Trip, The A-Team. This I have seen. I thought it was pretty good. Hop, also pretty good. Season 1 of Hitman. Everybody Wants Some. Fantastic movie. I cannot express this enough. Put this on your list. Awesome movie. Austin, I know you're watching. Put that on your list. That is a terrific movie. Running from My Roots, country movie I picked up at Dollar Tree. Country star Faith Winters. Oh, yeah. So that's good. Alan Partridge. This was a Dollar Tree pickup to replace the DVD copy of it that I have. It's a good movie. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This was on clearance from Half Price Books 2. Great movie. This is the one from '78. The one where Sutherland goes... And then finally, the final Blu-ray. I'm going to make some of my viewers mad, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I don't like anime. I don't like... it's very unappealing to me. I've tried getting into it, and it's just not a genre that is for me. However, there are 2 movies in the anime genre that I consider masterpieces, because they are fantastic. One of them I picked up, I think, last month or a month or 2 months ago, and it's Grave of the Fireflies. That is a fantastic movie. This I consider to be the best anime product ever. Then again, I have never seen the original Ghost in the Shell. Kind of want to. Perfect Blue. This movie's nuts, but it's awesome. Highly recommend it. If you are a fan of anime whatsoever, and you have not seen this, that is perplexing me, because I'm not a fan of anime, and I've seen this. Just an amazing movie. All about this pop star who's like, she just goes through so much. Very graphic too, so I wouldn't recommend that to casual anime fans. Although, never mind. I say that because I saw Demon Slayer Mugen Train in theaters a couple weeks ago. Terrible. I really didn't like that. But yes, this is amazing. And there are some other, like I said, Ghost in the Shell's on my list, Paprika is on my list, so I gotta give those a chance. So that's it for the Blu-rays. Because the pile is so high, I normally end with the DVDs, but let's do the DVDs first, because I also have new releases to talk about in the DVDs. A nice pile of them too, actually. Our Friend. Why this is not on Blu-ray, I'm not entirely sure, because this was released nationwide. But then again, it's not really a Blu-ray quality movie, if that makes sense. This movie made me cry. It's a really good movie. Dakota Johnson has cancer. You can probably guess why that made me cry. And the whole movie is just kind of like preparing everybody around her for the inevitable. And it's really, really good. I highly recommend that one. If you watched the episode with Eli and I, you know about this one. Selfie Dad. This is a 2020 movie, so it automatically went up onto the new release board so I could watch it. This actually wasn't bad. Not fantastic, but it was decent. Stupid, yes, but it was entertaining. And in the end, I'm like, you know what? It was harmless. I could watch it again if somebody was like, hey, we're going to watch a movie. Why you would pick out Selfie Dad out of the millions of movies there are, I have no idea, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I didn't mind it. Then from a Cleveland filmmaker, Eric Swinderman, we have The Enormity of Life. Phenomenal movie. Loved this one. Yeah, highly, highly recommend that one. This one you are not able to find in stores. You do have to order that online. Adverse. Another grindstone movie. It's decent. Mickey Rourke is this like big drug kingpin. Ends up killing Thomasy and Nicholas's sister over some owed money. It's decent. The Penthouse, another movie from Grindstone. This was stupid. All about this couple that buys a penthouse. They're fixated on this couple on this houseboat. It's not really all that good. So you remember how I was talking about Mark Dusick and his half-star ratings this year? This is the second of 3 movies that he's given half a star to this year. Safer at Home. This is the first movie of the year that I have given half a star to. This is horrible. Where do I even begin? It is a movie that's made during the COVID pandemic, about the COVID pandemic, and the fact that it's coming out at a time when the COVID pandemic is finally starting to really lift up. This movie just looks really stupid. The movie takes place in September of 2022. However, in the epilogue, all of a sudden it states that it's April of 2022. Doesn't make so much sense. COVID restrictions have basically gotten worse. You can't really have anybody in your house that you don't know, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So these people end up getting together over Zoom one night. It's basically shot like Unfriended and Searching, to hold a birthday party for one of their friends. And one of their friends ends up getting killed, seemingly. If you look up the theatrical poster to this movie, it spoils it because it is the final shot of the movie. But this is a horrible movie. The only reason why I gave this a half star is because there is an actor, they don't even put him on the back cover. But his name is Adwin Brown. He is, this is going to sound really racist, but I'm sorry, he's the only black guy in the movie. He's the only person in this movie with a brain. These people insist because the person who ends up seemingly dead, it's an accident, and they can easily call the police, but they immediately dismiss that by saying that, well, the cops and the ambulances are all taken up with the COVID stuff. What? I don't think so. So they basically spend the movie kind of helping their one friend try and escape the cops and basically get away with murder. And it's just really distasteful. The rest of the actors are not very good. There's Elisa Alapak. She's on the front cover. She does this about 79,000 times throughout the movie. When something like relatively shocking happens, she'll go, oh my god. This is horrible. I would not recommend this. This was directed by Will Wernick, the director of No Escape from last year, if you want to torture yourself with that one. That was a terrible movie from last year about how this YouTube vlogger basically has to play through an escape room, and I gave that 1 star. This director should never be allowed to be behind a film camera again, because that was awful. Payback, fine. It was a decent action thriller. Misha's the main character's name, so there you go. Alright, on to the other DVDs. There's a lot. Capitalism, A Love Story. Chasing Liberty, the first of 2 movies in 2004 about trying to date the president's daughter. Austin, I'm talking directly to you. Because if you are going to watch anything out of what I'm showing here, make it this one. I wish I could find the Blu-ray of this, but DVD is just fine, and that is In Bruges. This is one of my top 20 favorite movies of all time. This is a masterpiece. This is directed by Martin McDonagh, the same director of 7 Psychopaths and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Oh, I love this movie so much. This I got at Sabres today, which I have a funny story about Sabres. You are going to come across scalpers in the wild. They don't always tell you that they're scalpers, but you can tell. Both Sabres I went to, they had, there was a middle-aged man hovering, literally covering the movies so nobody could get into it. Even if I got close and I said, excuse me, they would not move. The guy at the second Sabres, I reached over and to look at something, and he got annoyed. I reached over to grab something else, he got annoyed. And then I reached over to grab this, and he got so upset that he stormed off. I never saw him again. But look, it is a public place. If somebody else wants to look at the things on the shelf that you are looking at, you have to be respectful and move over so they can see it. You don't have to move out of the way entirely, but you gotta let the other person see. Anyway, that's my Sabres story. Playmakers, the complete series. This is actually out of print. This runs for quite a bit of money, depending on where you go. This is the complete series of a show that ESPN did. It's a drama series, which is sort of interesting that ESPN did something like that. And this was taken off the air despite high ratings because the NFL really didn't like how it was portraying players. So, there you go. Another little pile here. I'm just going to whip through these. Cuffs, good movie. Got that to replace my VHS. I have this. This is Tupac Shakur Thug Angel, but this is the bonus disc that they did. Apparently, when you bought Thug Angel, this was packaged with it. Of course, people just kind of sold them separately, but I'm glad I had this. I actually did watch this today. Just features a bunch of special features that they couldn't fit on the original DVD, which the original DVD is packed. But yeah, Thug Angel is actually a really good documentary. The Come Up with Rich Homie Quan. This is an official DVD. This is not a bootleg, but the DVD just says Rich Homie Quan. Makes me feel some type of way. Oh, oh, oh. Ugh. The Hunting Party. Sexy Beast, which I've been wanting to see for a while. Holes, love this movie. Say it with me. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. Love it. This is a fantastic movie. Multiplicity. The Ministers with John Leguizamo. Yes. This I've been looking for. I have the Jean-Claude Van Damme ones on Blu-ray, but I didn't have the 4 direct-to-video movies that they did without him. This is the Kickboxer 5-disc collector set. This comes with Kickboxer, the one with Van Damme, but it also comes with Kickboxer 2, The Road Back, Kickboxer 3, The Art of War, Kickboxer 4, The Aggressor, and The Redemption, Kickboxer 5. So that's awesome. I've been looking for that for a while. Religulous. The Carter, which I immediately grabbed when I saw this because I was under the impression that this was not allowed to be sold because there was a dispute with it. Turns out that they didn't want it to be sold, but it is allowed for public sale. Either way, it's from Quincy Jones's production company, QD3, and they make really good documentaries, so I'm excited to watch that. License to Wed. On the Edge with Cillian Murphy. Thank You for Smoking. The Hours. Amelie. Tech 9, Strictly Strange. I now have, I believe, all of his DVDs. One of the greatest rappers of all time. W. Aliens in the Attic. The Motorcycle Diaries. The Human Stain. In America, I've actually been looking for this movie for almost 20 years. This was trailered. The trailer for this is on the VHS of Cheaper by the Dozen, and I used to watch that movie all the time, and I would get this trailer for it, but I would always, and in recent years, I'd be like, what's that movie that was on the VHS for Cheaper by the Dozen? Because I would remember clips from it, but I would never remember the title. This is that movie. This looks like a really, really good movie in America. So, yes. The Reagans. We're gonna move you over. All Dogs Go to Heaven. I've actually never seen these movies. This one I need to be in the right mood to watch this because, unfortunately, and I'm gonna bum you guys out here, the voice of, what's the little girl's name in this movie? Anne-Marie. She's voiced by Judith Barcy. Judith Barcy also voiced Ducky in the first Land Before Time. She was unfortunately killed at the age of 10. She had a greedy father, and it's really sad. The song that's in this movie, I think it's called Love Survives, is dedicated to her. It plays over the end credits, so kind of have to be in the right mood to watch this, but I've heard good things. I know I just bummed you guys out. The Station Agent. Borat, just because I didn't have a copy of it. Never Was. I want everything Brittany Murphy related. I loved her. Sahara. This is a Dollar Tree pickup. Heaven and Hell. Heaven's in trouble and there's one man who can help. That sounds pretty interesting. Dead Bang. Conspiracy Theory. This is a movie I wanted to see for a while. Another Dollar Tree pickup here. The Comic Kids. U571. Throttle, a screening DVD. Dog the Bounty Hunter, the best of Season 1, 2, and 3. Gotta watch those. Curious George. This is a movie I've never seen, and this came out around the time that I would have seen it. This spawned like 17 direct-to-video sequels. Not interested in any of those, just interested in this. Specifically because I've heard the song by Jack Johnson, Upside Down. I think that's a beautiful song. Upside down, I found a way. Oh, that's such a good song. Rowan Atkinson Live. This is hilarious. I have seen this. The Proposal, which is decent. Another Dollar Tree pickup here. Triple feature of Annabelle Hooper and the Ghosts of Nantucket, Spy School, and The Bracelet of Bordeaux. Ooh, those sound like budget kids titles. Captain Ron. Rushmore, which on the DVD it says quality C+ of disc audio. Why would you rate that? Small Soldiers. I am aware this got a Blu-ray release. However, this is a movie I want to revisit because the first time I watched it, I didn't like it. So, Tiny Christmas, as seen on Nickelodeon. This just looks stupid, but I'm a sucker for stupidity. Parenthood and House Sitter, excuse me. Orange County. The Great Outdoors. Spun. This is another Brittany Murphy movie. This, I heard, is really gnarly, but I'm looking forward to watching that. The Rider, for fans of Best Picture winner Nomadland. This is Chloe Zhao's first movie, I believe. Have not seen this, but Eli tells me it's really good. Out of Africa. Rent, which is a movie I've been wanting to see. Better Luck Tomorrow. If you are a fan of the Fast and the Furious movies, chances are you do not have this in your collection. The whole reason being is because it is directed by Justin Lin, who directed Tokyo Drift, Part 4, which is just called Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, and the upcoming F9. And the reason why I specifically mentioned Fast and Furious is because Sung Kang is in this, and he is playing Han. That is not a metaphor. His character is Han. His name is Han in the movie, and they have said that he is playing Han that you know in the Fast and the Furious series. Pretty cool, if you ask me. This is actually a really good movie. I have seen this. And if you can't find the DVD, don't worry. I believe Paramount just released this to Blu-ray, so... October Baby. This is a Christian film about abortion, so let's see how that works. Apollo 13, great movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. 2 Dollar Tree movies about country people. We have Road Less Traveled and Country Crush with Jana Kramer, who is hot, and Madeline Merlo from Maddie and Tay, who was also beautiful. The Beat That My Heart Skipped. Hair. I know my big mug is taking up the space of the camera, I'm sorry. And the last of the DVDs, we have Mona Lisa Smile, Foxfire with Angelina Jolie, Kate and Leopold, The Company, which I got because it has Neve Campbell in it, Wonder Boys, which I've been hearing great things about, Flywheel, I don't know, and lastly, The Majestic, which I keep hearing is a fantastic movie. We're not done yet. We do have a couple VHSs. We have Purple Hearts. Some pretty amazing artwork. Nowhere in Sight. This is for collecting purposes. This is The Love Bug. I already have the clamshell release, but pretty nice artwork for that. Blaze with Paul Newman. Just looked like a lot of fun. And finally, Bloodhounds of Broadway, which has Matt Dillon, Jennifer Grey, Julie Haggerty, Rutger Hauer, Madonna, Isai Morales, Anina Morris, and Randy Quaid. Lastly, we're going to talk about the books, the hardcovers. These two I found at Sabres. These both came out about 2 years ago. $2 a piece. Obviously, I'm going to get them. Demi Moore, Inside Out, a memoir. And Me by Elton John. I've heard great things about this. I cannot wait to read that. We'll save this one for last. Thug Life by Sanyika Shakur, who is the author of Monster. That book got turned into a decent movie on Netflix. I did watch that. Miss America by Howard Stern. Let's see if I can maneuver this. There we go. I'm saving this for last because Josh is going to scream at me because he is a huge fan of ICP. And this is the first edition. This book, no matter what, because Insane Clown Posse stuff, I'm just going to show you. It's ICP Behind the Paint by Violent J. Their stuff, no matter what, is insanely expensive. If you don't get it at retail price, you might as well just not get it. I got this for $10. I looked up for what this goes for. The lowest I saw was $200. This is a first edition as well. But as far as ICP goes, I don't mind their music, but I haven't heard a lot of it. Josh is a huge fan of them. Him and Kinsley actually met Violent J. He said he was super, super nice. So that's awesome to hear. As long as he's nice, I don't care. Finally, we're going to end with some paperbacks. We have some true crime here with Outraged. 5 Reasons Why O.J. Simpson Got Away with Murder. I don't care. He did it. Another O.J. book, Murder in Brentwood by Mark Furman. Like Father, Like Son, The Twisted Tale of a Murderous Father and Son Team of Sex Sadists by Robert Scott. I read the synopsis on that one. That one sounds wild. This is not true crime. This is You Only Live Twice by Ian Fleming. Flood by Andrew H. Vax. A detective, a woman, a manhunt through hell. Playboy says it's the revenge novel of the year. She came into Burke's office on a steamy city morning, a small blonde angel bent on revenge. Her name is Flood, and she wants Burke to find a child murderer called the Cobra so she can kill him with her bare hands. Ooh, sounds good. This is a true crime book, and I am going to read the synopsis to you because this sounds insane. This is called Married to Murder by Robert Scott. Didn't he do? Yeah, he did Like Father, Like Son. Listen to this. On the morning of December 30th, 1978, in Littleton, Colorado, Robert Spangler lured his wife Nancy into the basement with the promise of a surprise. He then shot her in the head with a .38 handgun. It goes on to say he killed his kids. It gets a little too detailed. Spangler had cunningly framed the crime scene, making it appear that his wife had killed their kids and then herself. Now he was free to marry his new love, Sharon Cooper, a former high school athlete. He hiked the Grand Canyon with Sharon, who chronicled the trip in a book dedicated to her soulmate, Spangler, but their happiness was short-lived. The marriage ended in a costly, messy divorce. In April of 1993, when Spangler's third marriage to 59-year-old aerobics instructor Donna Sundling went sour, he took her hiking in the Grand Canyon and pushed her off a 140-foot drop to her death. In 1994, when ex-wife Sharon committed suicide, Spangler became the focus of intense police scrutiny. Racked with brain cancer, he told all to investigators in the fall of 2000. I want to read that immediately. That's just shocking. Here's another true crime book, Careless Whispers, The Lake Waco Murders. I believe I'm saying that right, Waco. Another true crime book here, The Last Mafioso, Jimmy the Weasel Fratiano, by Ovid Demarius. I'm all for mafia stuff. Here's another book by Ian Fleming, The Diamond Smugglers, not related to James Bond. The Chamber by John Grisham. Lethal Intent by Sue Russell. This is a book about Aileen Wuornos, the killer that the movie Monster with Charlize Theron is based off of. Rock This by Chris Rock. The Whole Truth by John Ehrlichman. Looks like an entertaining book. The Pelican Brief by John Grisham. On to the last couple of books here. The Cold One by Christopher Pike. Look at that artwork and look at the eye. Oh, it's awesome. This just looks so cool. Necronomicon. Yes, this is an occult book. I just heard a lot about it. Tales to be Told in the Dark. Ooh. Another horror book, House on Somber Lake by Alex de Marquand. I'll save that one for last because that's pretty cool. Cloak of Darkness by Helen McInes. And the final one, this is actually out of print, The Wolf's Hour by Robert R. McCammon. Look at that wolf. That's just insane. Bye.